Some say that he sleeps inside out. And that he once had full sex with Russell Brand's answering machine. All we know is he's called the Stig. And he's off! Just a hint of wheel spin, but then it digs in. This thing really is ferocious off the line. Green Lambo here, because Stig kept trying to mount the white one. Very composed through the first corner. Like to see the Porsche try that. Yeah, Stig appears to have started listening to Morse code, very strange, or maybe it's him making that noise. Belts it through Chicago now, hammerhead. Four-wheel drive, of course, that should keep it tidy. Yes, it does. Not a hint of understeer, just a wall of that V10 noise and Morse code. Now follow through and my God, look at that. He's having to use a flick of opposite lock. Stig's really going for it. Steps out again after the tyres. Steady on, you Morse-crazed mentalist. 2 corners left, still working hard. Only Gambon to go now, and look at this. Here he comes. He just glides it through and across the line. The Lamborghini did it in 1:19.5. Yeah. That's quicker than the Scuderia, as I said. So now let's do the news.
No. Very good, but what about the Porsche? No, what did the Porsche do it?
Well, I don't think anybody's interested.
It was faster, wasn't it? What time did the GT2 manage? Tell me the time for the Porsche.
It's caught fire.
What?
I don't know how that happened. It's literally spontaneously combusted.
Where does it go on the board?
Can't see anymore. It was an hour.
Imagine an hour.
Yeah, it was an hour. I'm sorry, mate. That's it.
That is bad.
It has come to this. Some say that he invented November. And that if he'd won the World Championship in Brazil last weekend, there might have been one photograph of him without his father gurning in the back of shot. All we know is he's called the Stig. And he's off. Wheel spin there. This is the first front-wheel drive car we've had on the track for a while. OK, now, he's charging down to the first corner. Oh, the hazards come on to hard braking. That's a sensible safety feature. Not at all what you want from an Abarth. Stig still listening to Morse code. Better than static, I suppose, as he squeaks round Chicago. And now down to the hammerhead. More hazard flashing, but it's front-wheel drive, so will it understeer? Let's have a look. Yes, there is a limit to the little terrier's grip. Yeah, he's got it all gathered up in no time. Good boy. Maybe he's signalling to his home planet. There he is, scampering through follow-through, panting and growling past the tyres. This really is the kind of car you'd imagine would try to make love to your leg. 2 corners left, clinging on bravely through there. Now coming up to Gambon, turns in, kicks up some dust, and across the line. Yeah, there you go. Now, let's not forget, shall we, that the little Fiat costs £756,000 less than the Zonda F. So you would expect it to be right down here. And it is, actually. It's 135.5. Gearbox leak in the manifold. So anyway, we failed. But we decided not to give up. And in our spare time, we kept working on the Avantime. Little details to see how fast we could actually make it go.
Yeah, now we didn't have any money left, obviously, so what we did was we spent our time sort of fine-tuning adjustments, getting the suspension and the brakes right, getting the camber on the wheels exactly lined up.
We even gave the Stig a plate of his favourite raw pork for some A-level heroics in our last do-or-die lap.
And here comes that lap now. And he's off! So this is it. Come on, Stig. Look at that. It looks like a touring car. A French plastic touring car, but a touring car nevertheless. Look at that, looking at the brakes, which shows they're working well. Brilliant looking thing. Now, coming up to Chicago. Here he is. More brilliant braking, taking that quite wide. Probably a Formula One line, that. Now, going down to the hammerhead, this is the real test. Look at it squirming under braking, very effective. Gets the tail out nicely one way, back the other. Understeer a bit there, but the MDF aerodynamics keeping it on the tarmac beautifully. Now, come on, this is James's engine tuning here, coupled with my exhaust, obviously. Look at the power. Stig would be looking impressed if he could see his face, assuming, of course, he has one. 2 corners left. Oh, he's lost it! No, wait, that's not out of control. It's drifting like an Evo 10. It's impressive. Here he comes through Gambon, as controlled as a Gallardo, and across the line. This is what we're aiming for. Or rather, this is 128.2, okay? We did it in one... Oh, it's down here. It's a disaster. Some say that one of his eyes is a testy. And that he was turned down for I'm a Celebrity because people have heard of him. All we know is he's called the Stig. And away he goes. Got in a biblical pall of smoke, and strangely, that was from the exhaust, not the tyres. Even the Stig can't access that top shelf torque straight off the line, but he can torque to the tyres by the sounds of it. Stiggy's still listening to Morse, no idea what it's saying, but I'm sure the internet will tell us. Heaved it round Chicago there now, coming up to Hammerhead. Squirming under braking, that gives away the sheer weight of this thing, perhaps because of that 5-litre V8 up front. Now that's tyre smoke. I suspect this car could do with a proper limited slip diff, not an electronic one. Labouring his way up all 8 gears. Through the follow-through, that's looking fast through the tyres. 2 corners left, all the way down the box again, getting sideways. This really isn't as easy as the M3 to drive quickly. Now, Gambon, still looking frisky, and across the line. Not a bad time. Not a bad time. But it did it in 1:26.9. So look, that's pretty quick. Look at that. It's about the same as a Lotus Exige. Thing is, though, earlier on, we put the BMW round. It did it in 1:25.3. Look at that. That's the same as a convertible Lamborghini Gallardo. So really, we've got a TopGear top tip here. If you are an employer and you take someone on who has a Lexus, he'll be late for work and he'll be a dork when he gets there.
Some say one of his legs gets longer when he sees a pretty lady. And that I haven't done one of these for some time and I've forgotten to make up a second thing. All we know is he's called the Stig. And he's off. Lots of wheel spin off the line, but then it digs in and unleashes the full force of that 4-litre V8. Powers down towards the first corner, turns in rather gingerly, must be said. I should add that since I drove the car, Veritas have given it a faster steering rack, which should make it easier to drive quickly. Stig's certainly having no problems at Chicago. Down to Hammerhead now, hard on the brakes, turns it in. It seems to scrub off quite a bit of speed there. But then he's right back on it now, kicking the tail out on the exit. Now let's see him really wind it up for the follow-through. Here he goes. Doesn't actually sound like a V8 there. Just 2 corners left now, going into the penultimate corner. Very smooth, just Gambon left. Very composed into there, just a little flick of opposite lock and across the line. And got a big V8 in there, powerful car. So let's have a look. It did it in 1:24.2, which puts it in there. That's faster than an Audi R8. That's a quick time. Well done, Veritas. Now we must find out if the Caterham can do any better. Off he goes again, and let's just see how quickly the Caterham gets off the line. It is like a little flea, this thing. Piles it into the first corner, locking up the brakes. Like the Veritas, the R500 has got no ABS or other electronic nonsense. Beautiful drifter on the other side. Just sliding it around Chicago. That is how this car should be driven. Hammerhead now. Stig is so excited he's flicked on the indicator. But he's rarely had so much fun out here. You really notice that bump on Hammerhead in a car as light as this. Only problem is that lack of weight can make it hard to get heat into the tyres on this is a very cold day, remember. Here comes up that 2-litre Ford engine. Half the cylinders and capacity of the Veritas, but by God, it flies. Neat through the penultimate corner. Stig really on it now, loving every minute. Slings it through Gambon and across the line. So, obviously, the big question is, did it go faster than the Veritas? In fact, it did go faster, quite a bit faster, quite a lot faster, actually, quite a heck of a lot faster, because it's up here, 117.9. Look at that, 117, and still as fast as a Zonda convertible. That means the 36-grand Caterham is faster than a £1 million Bugatti Veyron. It's an amazing little car.
To be fair, I did try, but it didn't work.
It's not good though, is it?
No, I think the price will come down. You know, once, what's he called, Brad Cruz and Leonardo de Clooney, once they've bought 600 each, then the price will drop. And I guess once they've made a few of them, they'll get better at the reliability.
Well, that's as maybe, but, and as I aim to demonstrate later on in the show, battery-powered electric cars will soon die altogether.
No, we are looking forward to that film. Well, I am anyway. Now, however, we've got to find how fast the Tesla goes round our track. And that, of course, means handing it over to our tame racing driver. Some say that he doesn't like to get his helmet wet. A point that was proved last week when he was caught in the back of shot by an eagle-eyed viewer. All we know is he's called the Stig. Right, there he goes to the sound of some sporty silence. He is quite eerie, OK? He's piling hard now down to the first corner. Eco tyres squealing. Steady on, umbrella boy! More Morse nonsense there to excite the internet. He's looking very quick through Chicago. And it's the Hammerhead next. Hard on the brakes. Should add the Tesla has a system that uses energy from the brakes to top up the batteries. Feels a bit weird, actually, because it gives you more braking than you expect. But that hasn't phased the Stig. Now, time to turn up the dimmer switch. Through the follow-through, does he lift? Hard to tell, actually, but that's fast past the tyres. Shame it doesn't come with a CD of V8 noises, really. Now, there's 2 corners left. Really slings it in there. And here we are in Gambon. Oh, look, maybe there are a few Elise G's. And across the line. Okay. It did it. It did it in 1:27.2 on a mildly moist circuit. So look at that. Exactly the same conditions, exactly the same time as a Porsche 911 GT3. And that is incredible. In a few moments, we probably will have a new leader on our Power Lap board, the Bugatti Veyron. Let's find out. And he is off. Massive seamless traction off the line, a massive seamless power from the double clutch gearbox. Look at the air brake working there. That produces more stopping power than the brakes on a normal car. 4-wheel drive grip, keeping it in line. Look at this, cornering flat through Chicago. No drama apart from that tyre squeal. Hammerhead, there's the A-brake again. Just listen to the noise this thing makes. Sounds like God's plumbing. Right, now the Stig can really wind up. All 16 cylinders, all 4 turbos, all 987 horsepower. Come on, Stig, come on, this is important. There's just 2 corners left, hard on the brakes again, little bit of a wiggle. Come on, Stig, greatest piece of car engineering ever. Can it be the fastest round our track? Glides it through Gambon and across the line. It just looks so composed, doesn't it? There's no drama in that thing. OK, everyone. This is it. This is the moment that really every motoring enthusiast in the world has been looking forward to for years. Has the Veyron topped our board? Is it quicker than the Gumper? 1:17.1. Well, it did it in 1:18.3. It's the fourth fastest.
I think it's too heavy to put in the really, really fast time.
I have to be honest, I'm surprised it wasn't quickest. I have to be honest with that, because... What?
Chaps,
Yes?
the Zonda F, was it
Yes.
fixed in time to do a lap?
Yes, it was.
Well, can we see that now then, please?
Yes, we can.
Good.
Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen, to see the Zonda? Yeah! OK, play the tape. And he's off. A lot of wheel spin there, because, of course, the Zonda is only two-wheel drive. That sounds like an old F1 car. And remember, this Roadster has 50 horsepower more than the coupe. So can it beat the hardtop's time? 1:18.4. Still smoke, look. Here's Chicago. Who's looking a bit lively through there, and lively on the exit too. This car can be vicious, but in an amusing way, like a shark in a funny hat. It's getting a little bit sideways round Hammerhead, more smoke as well. Careful, Stig, don't break it again. He really is ringing out that Mercedes V12 now. Come on, into the second to last corner. It looks good, I have to say. And then through Gambon, massive slide and across the line. Ready? It
Yes.
did it.
Yes.
You really think it'll be faster, don't you?
God, yes.
It did it in 1:17.
Well, yes.
That's a straight away. It's him off. Oh, yeah. So, your mighty science lesson here enjoyed literally a minute as the fourth fastest car on our lapboard, and then it was knocked off by the Zonda F, the pantomime horse of a supercar.
Do you know what this means? It means that for the first time ever, we really can end on a bombshell. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Good night.